let's say you could shoot just about anything reliably, whether it's a light load or something heavy, it will shoot reliably and consistently round after round. These things have been through their paces, they've been torture tested, and they just run and run and run. So if you guys want something in this format, my suggestion, this is definitely the flagship. This is, top of the line. You can't go wrong. I posted a video a while back that is now, let's say, quite popular. It's about a friend. We're out in a field and we wanted to kind of have a good little laugh. And we gave him a Benelli Supernova, a pump action gun. And there are about 300 plus comments on that video. And I would tell you at least 20 to 30% of those comments are of people saying that the gun has jammed or it has failed to eject the shell properly. So I want to do this video. I want to start a little mini series of videos to go over some of the firearms that I own. That wasn't one of them. It was a friend's Benelli Supernova. It's a pump action. It shoots up to a 3.5 inch length shell. And what you see in that video, especially what surprises me, is that you get the slow motion aspect and you see that the recoil is causing his hand to pull back on this forend grip here. It slides back, and that sliding back is the pump action. So it's the action required to cycle your shell, to eject it, and then bring in the next shell with a full pump of that action and back forward to its fixed position. I don't know, like I said, at least 75 to 100 comments about it didn't cycle, it's jammed. Guys, the firearm is working perfectly. That is how the firearm is supposed to work. I'm assuming, and I think it's a great thing, that there are a lot of new gun owners out there. I'm a big advocate. I think that, we got to exercise our rights and freedoms. And if we feel like buying a firearm, great. In that video, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, have links on this video to that one and on that one to this one at the end. The point is new firearm owners, I'm sure that most people are now Googling 12 gauge shotgun, and videos like the video I posted are coming up, or people, shooting shotguns and shooting pumpkins and clay pots and kind of just going crazy, but not really taking the time to explain anything about the firearm. People, go on Google, what do I like? Do I like Benelli? Oh wow, the M4 like this. Wow, that's a cool firearm. Oh my God, it's designed for the US military. I should get one, without really knowing what they're purchasing. So I want to clear those things up. I want to cover a couple of, my favorite firearms, and I would say maybe the most popular firearms right now, that people, whether it's a Glock or a revolver or a pump action shotgun or a semi-automatic shotgun like this one. I want to just go over a few different weapons and take 5 minutes, explain to people what could be shot out of, example, this particular weapon, what cannot be shot out of it, etc. And we'll cover this for, let's say 4 or 5 different weapons. And who knows, if these are popular, we'll go on and, see other people's friends' firearms, etc. We'll try and share only special stuff. So, introduction. Benelli M4. This is the only gas-operated shotgun that they produce. When I say gas-operated, it would be like an AR or anything else that is gas-operated, where under here you have 2 pistons that use the gas from a shot. It cycles through, and the 2 pistons smack this bolt back, and for all the safety guys out there, it is clear. There is nothing in the chamber. There is nothing in here. As you could see, the follower is there. So what happens? Two pistons hit at the bottom of this bolt. This is your bolt. Flies back like that, and then grabs a shell, as you could see, this, and puts another one in the chamber. So this being automatic. Now, there is nothing that has to be done with this or a semi-automatic from Benelli. A pump action requires you to actually, with your hand, pull this back and allow the shell to be ejected, and then for the shell that is in this tube here, which is your magazine tube, for the shell to come back into the chamber and ready to be shot again. This does it automatically using a gas system. The rest of Benelli's shotguns that are semi-automatic use what they call an inertia-driven system. So the recoil caused by you shooting the firearm has this come back. There is a spring system in here. Obviously not on this. This is the collapsible stock version of the Benelli M4. So as you can see, it goes and it becomes a nice compact little package. And then when you're ready to use it, to shoulder it, let's say, you extend it with a little lock button here. Okay, so moving on, gas operated, semi-automatic. What can you shoot with this? Every Benelli shotgun other than their Super Black Eagle could shoot up to a 3-inch length shell. Here's a 3-inch shell, double-aught buck. What does that mean? This is a 3-inch 12-gauge shell. You have to shoot, if it's a 12-gauge shotgun, you have to make sure you have 12-gauge, meaning the actual diameter of your shell is 12-gauge, not 20, not 28. This shoots a 3-inch maximum. The Benelli Supernova, the pump action that was in the other video, shoots a 3.5-inch magnum. A half-inch longer means you have more powder, more pellets. Quite a bit of recoil. The only semi-automatic shotgun that Benelli makes, as I said, that shoots a 3.5-inch is their Super Black Eagle series of shotguns, all right? So what you could shoot out of this, which is a smooth bore barrel, you could shoot any 12-gauge shell, 2 3/4 inch, something like this. This is a light load. So here you've got very big BBs in here and fewer of them, obviously. So you've got 10 BBs in total. I'll call them BBs. And they're quite big and they shoot at pretty high velocity, around 1250, 1300 feet per second, all right? A lot of firepower in this. Now, with the same thing, you could go and shoot, example, this is a 2 3/4 inch shell, and it's a light load. So that means you have 7.5. These are much smaller diameter. We'll call them pellets. I said BBs. BBs are pellets, but there are a lot more inside of them. So example, if you were going to go shoot some clays or whatever else that's moving quickly, small birds, you would use something like this. For birds, obviously, I would go with a 3-inch shell, but again, shooting a lot more BBs, so you get a spread. It increases your chances of killing that bird. Another thing you could shoot out of this is this. This is a rifled slug. Why is it a rifled slug? Because this is a smooth bore. Inside, when you look, there's no rifling, it's smooth. So you have to get a rifled slug. This slug has rifling on the lead bullet that causes it to spin and shoot out, and that spinning is what keeps the projectile going nice and straight. That's the stability of your bullet, is it's spinning. So you could also shoot a rifled slug. This is 1 ounce of lead that shoots at 1600 feet per second. So this is incredible firepower. If you want to shoot any big game at, let's say, 50 yards, deer, elk, name it, this is definitely taking care of business. So if that's your thing, great. You could shoot rifled slugs, and I could shoot these quite accurately out of these ghost ring sights. So, I don't want to damage this, but anyways, I don't have a little scope on here. I don't have an optic, nothing. I could shoot with this particular gun very accurately out to 50 yards, no problem, just using this ghost ring sight. So it is a ring in the back with 2 dots on each side, and then your dot here in the front. I don't know if you guys can see that right now. It's my first time doing this type of video, so bear with me. But that is the reason that with this gun, I kept it simple. It comes with some rings to sling the gun, to put a sling on it, put it around your shoulders. I've taken them off. I currently don't really leave the house with this much. It's got an 18.5-inch barrel, so it's really not ideal for shooting distances, for shooting geese, etc. This is not the weapon for that. This was designed for the military. It's really a close quarters combat style gun. There's plenty of crazy videos on the internet of guys shooting these incredibly fast. They're pretty amazing. They're powerful. And you got to respect it. You got to be safe. And again, we were joking around in that last video. After that, everything was safe. There was only 1 shell loaded into that pump action shotgun. We knew that the minute he pulled the trigger, there could be no harm done. He was pointing in a safe direction. He was safe. The only issue is obviously his stance. I had a million comments about him not shouldering the shotgun properly and having a very unstable stance. You want to make sure, especially when you're shooting anything, to have a good, solid, square stance, to put a little bit of leaning forward into your stance, slight lean forward, and really, I call it, manhandle. Hold the gun tight. You want to have full control of the weapon, whether it's a shotgun, a rifle, a handgun. You really want to hold on, not too tight, but a good, strong grip, and have that buttstock really nicely applied to your shoulder. Again, there's plenty of amazing videos covering that. I wanted to cover this weapon. And again, for most people who are going to go online and, have some money, want to spend $2,500 or $2,000, this is about $2,000 US. They're, I think, currently sold out right now, so good luck even getting one. But you want something just because it looks cool or whatever, guys, know what you're dealing with. Don't get into this before you've handled plenty of shotguns and you really, are dedicated and want to get something special. This has a Picatinny rail here, so you could mount a light, an optic, a red dot, whatever accepted on that rail. Again, this is I believe it's now called the M1014, okay? I think it was rebranded I don't know if it was always the case. The gun's been around for over 20 years, but this has the folding, the collapsible stock here. Makes it easy to carry around in a case. It's quite small. It's quite compact in the size. I think it's roughly 34, 36 inches long with the stock collapsed. The only downside I find, if you're a smaller size shooter like I am, I'm 5'9", I find the length of pull. So length of pull is the distance between your buttstock to your trigger. The length of pull on Benellis, I find in general, are quite long. The distance is long. It's basically designed for a much taller shooter. I don't know who. You've got to be at least 6 foot to be comfortable when this is fully deployed. Then the second issue I find is it's a 2-position, right? So you could take it out here. Let me find the position here where you could. There we go. So this is the second position. The second position, the issue is now the length of pull is too short. So I'm assuming you're either wearing a t-shirt and quite tall in the fully deployed to comfortably shoot the weapon. Again, I shoot this very comfortably. I just find it a little bit far out when it's fully deployed and way too short when I have it in this first position here. I don't know why. This position might be good. I'm assuming if you're wearing a lot of clothes, maybe a winter jacket, a bulletproof vest underneath that. I don't know, but it's really strange that you have either too short of a position or, if you're under 6 foot, in my opinion, too long of a stock. And I would tell you that even their semi-automatic shotguns, a bit too long. Now you could correct that by getting a shorter shoulder pad. Now, I haven't been able to find a shorter shoulder pad for this. This is literally fixed on. I don't know. I'd have to do more research, see if you get something shorter. But right now, this thing's sold out, and pretty much every accessory for this weapon is sold out. So, actually, one thing I didn't cover is the amount of shells that go into this shotgun. If we turn it over here, we see this is where you insert, again, for people who are completely new or just on Google researching shotguns. You would take your shell. I'm not going to do it because I'm inside my house right now. But you would take your shell, go and press it in. As you can see, it goes right in there. Okay. When it's empty, you see often these followers, these in this tube. I hope all my terms are right here. They're a bright red or an orange. They're visible to see that this magazine tube is empty. This particular magazine tube from the factory comes with a 4+1 configuration. That means you could put 4 shells in this magazine tube and it ends right here. Let's say you could shoot just about anything reliably, whether it's a light load or something heavy. It will shoot reliably and consistently round after round. These things have been through their paces. They've been torture tested and they just run and run and run. So if you guys want something in this format, my suggestion, this is definitely the flagship. This is, top of the line. You can't go wrong. Next, we'll cover, we'll see, either a revolver or a semi-automatic, something like a Glock. So another thing that probably is being searched a lot. I've heard that in the US alone in 2020, there are, about 8 million new gun owners. Canada as well has added a lot of gun owners in the past year. So I would just want to release, 5 to 10 minute videos going over the most common types of weapons that are being purchased, that are being searched on Google. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Again, for all of those of you who are subscribing, commenting, thank you. I try to reply to all of the comments if there are questions or whatever. But yeah, keep giving me thumbs up, keep commenting, and I'll try and post the best content possible. It's winter right now. Taking a little break from the sports cars, I thought, why not take out the weapons and kind of educate people or try and help them make the right decision. Take care, guys. Thank you.